You're watching Articulated Vision, and in today's video we're going to be looking at blogger photos and discussing a pair of limited edition clone troopers. And if you stick around until the end, we'll have a look at an interesting droid announcement. Starting off with the Airborne Trooper 212th Attack Battalion collectible figure. This guy has been limited to 3,000 units worldwide, but it is what it is these days. First of all, just looking at the description here for this figure. Deployed during the crucial Battle of Utapau in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the Airborne Troopers were elite clone troopers serving under Commander Cody's 212th Attack Battalion. Equipped for high altitude drops and close quarters combat, these specialized soldiers played an important role in the execution of Order 66, turning against their general. This stunning collectible figure features a highly detailed helmet and armor with specially applied weathering effects and genuine leather details, enhancing the authenticity of the trooper's battlefield attire. It comes with an array of weapons and accessories, including a blaster rifle, a long blaster rifle, so that's the DC-15s, a tactical bag, and a specially designed sand-themed figure base. What would be a Star Wars figure without a sand-themed figure base? So looking at this guy up close and personal, you can see he has severe weathering all over. Definitely seen some action in his day, a lot of scratches, some, I guess that's carbon scoring. Great figure. I'm sure you'll have some brilliant shelf presence. Looking first of all at the photos from the blogger Kinder. This is an awesome action pose going on, some motion blur. Really cool figure. Definitely seen some action in his day. So I really like this helmet design, this beehive helmet design. I think we saw this as well on the Purge Trooper. So it's just something a little bit different to the regular troopers that we have in our collection at the moment as well. And finally get a figure, if you have the original Cody, finally have a figure to go ahead in the collection with him. So to be honest here, I'm not entirely sure what these cylindrical items are on his shoulder and in the pouch here. I'm assuming it is ammunition for the weapons, but if you do know, then yeah, please let me know in the comments. We also mentioned that it has leather pieces on the uniform, pretty much this black and yellow piece here on the straps. Interesting little addition. It looks like there might be a little bit of leather going over his shoulder here as well, the cover for this strap. It's a pretty cool pose, quite like this one. We see Cody here in the Phase 1 helmet. Airborne Trooper ready for action. Really cool. Really looking forward to getting this piece in the collection. It's going to go really well with Cody, obviously. And who knows, one day when they eventually announce the 212th regular troopers as well. Some photography from Ultra Ben. What I really like about these photos, really cool. Got a nice combination of museum poses as well as quite dynamic poses. If you're ever unsure how to pose a new figure in your collection, it's always great to look at these blogger photos, get some inspiration from them. It might trigger a new idea for a pose as well. So it's really great seeing these blogger photos. We also get to see the figure up close and personal. Different lighting conditions as well. Nice museum poses if you don't want to get too crazy. Really cool. You can see all the scoring all over the figure, the weathering. Really well done. really interested in this figure. It's interesting, here we get the 2-finger pointing pose, so it isn't, you know, in the circulation. I'm not sure why we didn't get that with Boss. So we could recreate that iconic pose from the cover of the game. Moving on now, looking at a few photos from Unitao. Not sure if I've pronounced it correctly. Again, a really well-known blogger. Check these guys out on the socials. Great content and photos. Really good stuff. Highly recommend checking those guys out. You can see a bit of weathering on the armor here, a bit of cuts, tears, rips, so weathering on the armor as well. Haven't really seen too many photos of the rear of the figure, so I'm quite interested once this guy gets released, getting a kind of a 360 view of this figure. Pointing pose. Right, here we go with our sand base. So a bit of an upgrade from the ones we used to get with the footholes. They really limited us. So the new one still has a bit of motion in the sand, waves in the sand. Moving on now to the next one, Clone Commander Cody. So a natural and practical leader in the clone army. Commander Cody's keen ability to strategize combined with his fierce combat style in the heat of battle once earned him the respect of the Jedi and his fellow clones. After years in service to General Obi-Wan Kenobi and working alongside his friend Captain Rex, when Darth Sidious executed Order 66, Cody's loyalty was eclipsed by his clone indoctrination, and he ordered his troops to fire on the Jedi. But after serving the Galactic Empire for a time, Cody began to realize that the Empire's idea of order called for brute force and bending of the truth. And after leading a mission to secure the world of physics in the name of the Emperor, Cody vanished. Expertly crafted based on the appearance of clone Commander Cody in the film, this collectible figure features a head sculpt with an authentic likeness of Tamara Morrison. So this looks like the exactly same head sculpt that we got with the first release of Cody. The figure includes a newly added Phase 1 helmet, in addition to the interchangeable Phase 2 helmet, providing fans with different display options. The highly detailed armor showcases the signature orange markings of the 212th Attack Battalion, completed with weathering effects that reflect battle-worn authenticity. An LED light-up hologram projector is built into an interchangeable right arm. I believe this is also an accessory we got with the first release, not my kind of favorite accessory within that kit. Perfect for showcasing miniature hologram figures of a variety of characters. The figure also comes with a long blaster rifle, so again the DC-15s, 2 blaster pistols, so it's a normal clone commander pistols, DC-17s, and a jetpack. So that's quite a cool little feature as well. Jumping into the photos of Cody. Me personally, well, this was not exactly a figure I was interested in getting. I have the original Cody, and looking closely at a lot of these photos, it seems it's the same figure. We have a lot of the same markings and weathering on it. The helmet looks identical to me. We have the same scratches and all of that on the first release of the figure. The same head sculpt that we got previously. It looks like the main difference here is the Phase 1 helmet's inclusion with this release, and Phase 1 is not my favorite style of the clone helmets. For me, it wasn't worthwhile getting this figure. This guy is also, I believe, limited to 3,000 units worldwide. In this case, I can perhaps see why they decided to do that with this release. I know the original Cody, which was released in 2019, did sit on shelves for quite some time. So I'm guessing with this one, they wanted to make this one a limited release, get some of the perhaps the FOMO, bars happening on this guy. That's how they decided to roll with this. So yeah, as kind of we imagine, these two look really great together. So definitely quite keen to getting the Airborne Trooper in my collection. That's an interesting pose, superhero landing pose, really cool. Another dynamic running pose with his two trooper pistols. Receiving Order 66 from the Emperor. This is pretty much how I have Cody displayed in my collection. Actually no, this is how I have Rex displayed in my collection. I have Cody looking at, this is pretty much how I have Cody in my collection. We'll see once the Airborne Trooper arrives if I change up this pose. Again, just be really careful with all the little antenna and objects sticking off of the armor. You don't want to have any issues breaking those off. I haven't had that happen to me, but yeah, just always something to be careful of. Again, looking at the weathering here, it looks very similar or potentially identical to the first release of the figure. This is pretty much more of a re-release with a addition of a helmet as opposed to a version 2 release. We didn't get anything like the movable eyes system. Again with the base, so we do get a different base. The other one that we got with the first release did have the footprints encased in the sand, but here we go. If you don't have Cody in your collection, this was quite a nice, he is still a pretty cool figure, quite important to Clone Wars in general. So another opportunity to pick this guy up if you ever manage to get in on the limited release. So ending off our figure discussion for this video at least, we're looking at Chopper and BD1 Imperial Disguise. This is a really interesting choice, I think. Of all of figures to actually have as a limited release, this is probably a pretty good candidate. You either know these episodes that Chopper was in and you really enjoy the show Rebels, or you have absolutely no idea where this is from. So I think you're in one of those camps pretty much. Me personally, I enjoy the show, I enjoy Rebels. I'm on the fence with this one. I don't have a Chopper. I'm not sure if I only want one Chopper, and if so, if this is the one to get. But yeah, here we have it. Then we have BD1 as well, going along with Karl from, I believe this was probably a skin from Last Survivor. The game was called Jedi Survivor, and a mouse droid as well. So the paint application on these are actually really cool. Bit of a niche figure in itself. So I really like the color scheme. The black and red color scheme is really nice. Quite a lot of kind of chipping effects on it as well, just to add a little bit more kind of interest on the figure. Not really the figure, the droid, I suppose. Chopper, really, he's a pretty cool, he's probably one of my favorite droids. He's pretty narcotic, does a really interesting interesting character, really expressive with the little arms that come out of his kind of the dome here at the top and that satellite dish. Really interesting, pretty cool figure to have in the collection. Quite a lot of weathering as well, just adding a bit more interest onto the figure. Here we have the BD1, quite a cute little guy, also nice color scheme here. And then an extra inclusion of the mouse droid as well. Quite an interesting thing to pick up potentially if you want to fill out your collection, creating a diorama piece, little background kind of characters with the mouse droid adds a bit of something extra into the universe that you're trying to create. But yes, this is quite a interesting release. I think of the limited release item that we've had so far, this is one of them that's still, I think, still available for now. Bit of asymmetric kind of features on the droid, kind of a patchwork droid. We see his one leg is different to the other one. Mouse droid up close and personal. I find it difficult to pay the price that they're asking for the droids. As compared to a figure, there's only so much that you can really do with the droid. There's no head sculpt, things like that. So it is really an extra piece to kind of complete your collection, your vision. So far I don't have any droids in my collection at this stage, basically for that reason, but the chopper is one that I'm quite keen on getting. A lot of interesting features on it. It doesn't look like there are any light up features on Chopper or any of these droids. No sound features like we got before with RTD2. He is being a bit of a lunatic, knocking everything over. He has a bit of an attitude problem. Very nice details on this, even though it's going to be really small. So there we have it. I'd like to know your thoughts on these releases. Are you picking any of them up? What are your thoughts on the limited releases of the Clone Troopers? So let me know in the comments below, and otherwise thanks for watching and catch you in the next video. Cheers for now.